BeastNet is brought to you by James Safety Services in partnership with OCR Buddy and OCR Strong. Here we discuss all things OCR and fitness related. Welcome to BeastNet.
Hey everybody, it's Mike with BeastNet, and today I got with me Hazelanna. Hazelanna, for those who never, apparently never listened to the podcast, let them know who you are a little bit.
I'm Hazelanna McMahan, and my family and I live in Randall, Washington. We have a farm where we raise cattle and hay, and we just decided to do something with the property in 2017 and to try to make some money, which is a kind of a funny thing. But anyway, we ended up trying our first mud run, and it was a flop. And then we learned a little bit from that and just kept on going, and got connected in with you guys and met some really neat people and got some insights into what people are looking for maybe and how we could better things and what we could do. And then we're going to go great guns for 2020, and we all know what happened there. Yeah. So now we've just kind of revamped a little bit and adjusted, and we're still going. So hopefully we'll be going for a while because we made some really good friends along the way.
I hope so, because I'm hoping I'm one of those friends now.
Yeah.
I love your event. And that's one thing. Any of the listeners on here who've never gone out there, I mean, we push hard for the race local, and this is one of those. Definitely race local. And I know you'll get every once in a while, well, Randall's so far out there. I'm like, but you'll travel halfway across the country to go to another race. I mean,
right.
It's not that bad of a drive. I can, I've done multiple times where I've driven down there, raced, has such a blast with friends and with Hazelanna and with everyone else that's, because I swear half the city of Randall comes out to help and do everything. And then
well, a lot of those people come, they drive a couple hours to come help. Actually, a lot of those volunteers are just friends that I've made over the years, and they come out for the day.
And I mean, you'll never find a better group of volunteers and a better group of people. I mean, it's so much fun. And like last year when you added in the challenges, which was such a blast, the hunt.
The treasure hunt.
Treasure hunt, looking for stuff. We spent so much more time just like constantly looking around, like, where's the next one? And they were in some of them you had to turn around, like you'd go past and all of a sudden you turn around and do, oh heck, there's one behind us. That's how do we walk past it? And I mean, it made you think, made you have fun. And I mean, it's one of those things, like most of us got into this kind of racing not to challenge to be number one. We got into it to have a fun time with our friends, and that's what your race brings back. And I mean, it's all the old school obstacles. I feel like I'm a kid playing on the playground again, climbing on the tires, all that kind of stuff. So the kayaks, that was a neat one, throwing the kayaks in there. I'm like, oh,
kayaks will be back. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it was 2019, and when Lorenzo and Peter and a few of the others had come out and really just had Lorenzo especially, we had some heart-to-hearts about how cool it was to have that feeling of being a kid again. Mm-hmm. And just looking at something and going, oh, I can make an obstacle out of this. I can, let's take this rock, or let's take this tree, or let's take this series of trees or the creek or something and make it into something, rather than, trying to copy. We'll never be Spartan out here,
I'm glad
I don't want to be. and we won't be anybody else. We'll always only be Summit to Swamp. And I think we just had to take a deep breath and go, what do we have that nobody else has? And I think what we have is the element of just being able to come out here and relax and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no penalties if you don't want to, if you don't want to go through an obstacle. Like one of our first years, a friend and his wife came.
Mm-hmm.
She came with him because he wanted to do it. And she goes, honey, I'll go through everything with you, but I'm not getting muddy. Okay, so he did all the mud things, and she walked around, took pictures, and but that's the cool thing about it. They were out here doing something together. And then we took the age limit off. And so the year after, 2021, we just did a friends and family day because I didn't want to deal with regulations for COVID or whatever.
Yep.
So it was an invite only, no charge, Well,
Mm-hmm.
the invite was to everybody, but no charge. And we had people out here with kids that were 4 and 5 years old. They just came because it was something to do and a place to be. And families, this one family came from Seattle in their street clothes. Well, we saw it advertised and we just thought it would be something to do. But anyways, I think that type of stuff is what makes me feel best about the whole thing, what gives me the incentive to keep doing this, even though it's a lot of work. And then everybody did have such a good time last year. And we got a lot of good feedback about the treasure hunt. So we decided to do it again. We had fun with it too.
Yeah, like I said, that was a blast. Going up the side of the hill, as always, is so cool because once you get to the top, you can like look out over the valley. It's like I always take pictures like, here's where we are, and see the sign up there. You end up going past that, and I know in years past we've gone higher, but it was kind of like, I kind of like the fact that we didn't this time, because there was some of those times when we went higher where a lot of people were like, I ain't going up there. But I liked it. I like that kind of climbing and that kind of fun stuff. But it's one of those things I get, you expanded the other way, which I thought was really cool. Like you went farther down by the river and expanded farther out that way.
Well, some of the guys
awesome.
said they really wanted a little more running. Mm-hmm. And it kind of adds a trail element to it, I guess. And so plus too, most of the treasure hunt will be in the flat area that's not all muddy or steep. So if people want to bring their kids and they don't want to tackle the upper stuff,
mm-hmm.
I mean, there will be treasure things up there too, but you can still do the majority of everything and have a lot of fun obstacles down in the flat and the dry, basically.
Well, that's where like last year is where you changed that up too, where it was broken up. There was 3 sections, and you can kind of pick which, you pick one or all, and of course I go for all of them because that's just who I am. But you could pick one or all. So I mean, they did have that one whole section like you're talking about, where it was off into the, just kind of a trail. It was dry. I mean, there was really no wet. I mean, besides just the fact that we're out in the middle of nature, other than that, I mean, it was a nice, leisurely like run through the woods basically, and then you have the up where you go way up,
right,
and then the summit, obviously, and then down below where you go into the swamp, which is exactly, if everyone's like, what's it like? I mean, it's exactly what it is. You go way up a hill and then you end up in a swamp. I mean, it's the swamp. It's right there in the name. But like I said, the kayaks, so cool. I mean, it's been years since I did that. And like I said, it felt like being a little kid. It's like, I think too many places think too hard about this. Like they're like, what can I do to build this obstacle? What can I do to do this? What can I? And you guys kind of stepped back, and in a way, it seems like, and just looked at it and said, what's fun? What do we have here, and how can we make what we have?
Well, and too, when you really have no budget,
yes,
you kind of have to get creative too. And so we just went to the local tire place, Rod's Tire, and they do all the tires for the mill. So we get Laterno tires, and tractor tires and loader tires and stuff like that. My husband's like, would you please tell Rod you don't need any more tires, please? So, but, we just had to go, okay, well, what can we do with this? But we are going to have the zip line this year. We had it 2 years and then we just didn't have, I don't know, things get crazy. The weather messes with us a lot because, it's really hard to clean trail if there's snow up on that hill. You know how steep it is.
Oh, yeah.
So, so things happen, but
they do.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. I mean, you guys put a lot into it, and I mean, it's one of those things. Like I say, if you're gonna have a volunteer day, let me know, and I'll definitely yell out to a few people to get out there and go play. I think that the hard part for me, it's been like the last 2 years that you've done when you've had the volunteer day happen to like fall on like the one like I'm asked to work like a weekend like 2 or 3 times a year. That's it. It's always on that weekend.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'll be out there every weekend, the last 2 weekends of March and every weekend in April until the event. So if anybody wants to come down, just get a hold of me and come on down. We've got lots of stuff to do. So,
and if you don't know how to get a hold of Hazelanna, reach out to me and I'll help you.
Yeah, and my cell is on our website.
Yeah.
And forgive the website; it's under construction, and I have to kind of apologize for that too, because I had the website in this one. Somebody set it up for me to do. Well, it was just a pain to mess with, so I just kind of bowl my way through it just to get up enough information, and then it's like, I don't want to look at that again. So this time I'm like, that's not cool, because I just leave it and don't do anything with it. I mean, Russ from OCR Buddy, he sent me a message. He goes, hey, it says that registration is open, but it doesn't go to anything. And I go, I know, Russ, I'm really sorry, but I just went and took the link out for registration last year, and then I haven't messed with it. And so anyway, I have a new program for building websites, and so I'm working on getting that up and better, and then we can get video and pictures. And I feel really bad. We have so many pictures from the last 5 years that we've done everything, and people ask me, post the pictures. Well,
it's one of those things. I think a lot of people got to understand that too, where, everyone's like, oh, well, I did a Spartan race and, they had their pictures up on, the next day. They have millions of dollars and like thousands of people that work for them.
Yeah.
This is Hazelanna.
And professional photographers and,
like Summit to Swamp is Hazelanna.
And our pictures are whoever wants to send us ones. Yeah. Like when you and Brian and Felicia went out, you took all kinds of pictures. And so it's whenever you guys decide to send them or whoever else. And and then too, if the pictures are taken really big, in a big format, then you have to go through and size them down to put them onto Facebook and stuff, so that you aren't overwhelmed by data.
Oh yeah, it's there's a lot behind the scenes that I think a lot of people miss. It's one of those things. I mean, everyone, they go to these events and they show up and they're like, yes, this is it, and then they're like, oh well, there was this problem, and it's like I said, you deal with the bigger companies. They have thousands of employees, and like Summit to Swamp is Hazelanna and whoever wants to help her that day.
Right. I mean, yeah. My family pitches in, or, for mainly for the track stuff. My daughter helps. She's getting better about helping me, but like the organizing and the planning of it, but all the stuff on the back end, if you're going to go out and go after sponsors, that takes time. And then you've got to give the sponsors what you've promised them. And, we do everything from the t-shirt, sweatshirt design to whatever else. And yes, those who came last year who didn't get their shirts yet, I just throw out a little thing. And, an excuse is just an excuse. But I was working 2 jobs last year. That's why we didn't get a lot of the marketing done and this and that, and didn't get stuff done ahead. And then that 2 jobs still kept going into the summer. And then my mother-in-law came, we brought her home on hospice. So that went through December. So I have a huge apology to everybody who they're still in a box on my living room floor, waiting for me to send them to you guys.
I know you're good for it.
Well, they're here, and I have the list with your names on. It's just a matter of, putting them in something and mailing them.
I know I got to figure out too, because I can't remember if I messaged you when me and Dawn left. Somehow in all the changing, I left my cup and my medal.
Well, I have one for you here. Yeah.
It was like all of a sudden we got home and I'm like, where's my stuff?
Yeah. So did you like the cups?
I did.
The cups back?
I do like the cups. I do like that. I'll be honest. I love coffee cups. I get yelled at by Amber and Benton all the time. Like whenever I bring, they're like, really another coffee cup? I'm like, yes, another coffee cup, because I love coffee cups, but because I love coffee. But I figure I'm gonna get rid of a few. Benton just told us that he's got his own place. He's moving out in March, so we're about to be empty nesters.
Oh wow!
How I feel about that?
Wow, yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about being an empty nester. I'm like, yeah. I mean, there's always been. It's never been. It sounds bad to say. It's never been just me and the wife. There's always because we had kids before we got married too. So we both have kids from previously. So it's like I'm not sure if she's gonna be able to put up with me if it's just me. Kids there as a buffer.
We kind of dealt with that on New Year's Eve because my daughter had a place she wanted to go with her friends, and our son had his birthday is New Year's Day, so he was turning 21, and so he had his places to go where he really didn't want mom to come with him. Go figure. Anyway, so they were gone, and my daughter walked out the door, and Guy goes, wow. He goes, is this what it's going to be like? Because she has one more year of school. So
we've had a couple times where it's been just us. Like when we go on vacation now, it's just us because we'll leave the kids at home, because they're adults now, they can get their own vacation. But because my youngest is Benton. He'll be 21 in April, like right before his birthday is usually the weekend of Summit to Swamp or right before, so he'll be 21. So then that's our youngest, but I mean, that's it. So it's like, New Year's, a lot of these holidays, it's just us now. So it's kind of like we've had that, a little bit, but now all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, I've got a place. So we're definitely going to be empty nesters now. So it's going to be quite interesting.
Right.
But yeah, so the other thing I wanted to actually ask you, I noticed because I already signed up because that's me.
I saw that. Yeah.
The Ruck option.
Oh yeah.
I signed up for the Ruck option because that's just who I'm like, oh, a Ruck. I love rucking because for whatever reason, apparently carrying everything and going on trails is fun to me. But so
Adam had mentioned that a while back, and I just didn't have time to do it last year.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, a lot of people are wanting to ruck and stuff. Have you thought about a ruck option? And so this year I brought it up to Jasmine's boyfriend, and he goes, oh yeah. He goes, yeah, we'll have a bunch of us in there. And so, I really didn't know what to do with it, and I wanted it to be fun. So I just thought, an easy way to do it is like 10% of your body weight. And we can just it's kind of on your honor anyway. Yeah. If you don't want to pack that much and all you want to pack is a backpack or, whatever.
Or you were like me and have a specialized backpack that's made to put a weight in it and all that.
Well, there you go. Yeah. But, some of the ones I think we're going to do a special t-shirt design for those that are signing up for the Ruck. Yeah. So they get the Muck and Ruck t-shirt.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Everybody else just gets regular Summit to Swamp t-shirt. So
Nice. That'll be good. Yeah. Cause that's
okay. So what about the long sleeves? You guys like the long sleeves instead of all the short sleeve ones?
I do.
Or you do? We had a lot of comments. People like the different, everybody has short sleeve t-shirts.
I
But
do. Well, the one thing I like too is your t-shirts are still like cotton, or not really cotton, but I mean, they're normal.
They are.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not that weird, whatever the wicking, whatever weird.
Oh, like the
things.
performance things.
And I'll be honest, the feeling of those is so weird on my skin. They're okay if I'm working out, but like if I just want a t-shirt to put on to like, go to work, I want something that's comfy, and that's kind of one of those ones. So I have a drawer full of all those like tech tees or whatever they call them. And I'm like, I only grab them when I'm going to work out. Other than that, I want a normal t-shirt to go out. And that's what I love about your guys'. So, and that's why I like having the long sleeve, because when you run around here, for me, like it's
right.
And I want those long sleeves so that when I go out there and run, that's one of my biggest problems. I went about like 2 weeks ago, I went for a run and I ended up turning around after like half a mile because it was just so cold out that my arms were actually like, just in that little bit of time, were already just almost like hurting because it was cold. And I'm like, oh, this is where a long sleeve would have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we we did the very first year we did short sleeve t-shirts for the volunteers. Of course, that one was September, but in 2018 we did short sleeves again, and then we got to looking at it and we're like, in our area we wear sweatshirts probably 10 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get people t-shirts, they're going to cover them up with a sweatshirt. So we might as well get the sweatshirts and have those on top and have our advertisement out there.
Because I wear hoodies. I have a collection of hoodies, coffee cups and hoodies. You're hitting me in my sweet spot.
There you go. There you go.
I have a huge collection of hoodies because that's, if I go somewhere, that's what I'm going to buy, because that's what I know I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear hoodies. Like every morning, it's like I get up and it's like, I wear, because what happens, and it kills Amber, drives her nuts. I leave the house with a hoodie on. And then as the days, even during the summer, normally I'll leave with a hoodie on. I leave early in the morning. And when I leave, of course, it starts to get warm throughout the day. I take the hoodie off in the car, throw it in the back seat. Well, the next morning, I need a hoodie, so I grab a different one. And then what ends up happening is I end up with like 8 or 9 hoodies in the back seat of the car. All of a sudden, I'm like, where are all my hoodies? Oh, they're in the back seat of the car.
That's funny. And then you bring all this laundry in for her to wash.
Yeah,
I do laundry
sometimes.
Yeah. So anyway, we put the time for starting at 11 for the racers and 11:30, and we're just trying to, that gives people time to drive. It gives people time to drive. You don't have to rush. And then you have till 3:00 when volunteers will come down off the course at 3:00, and that doesn't mean you have to be off, but all the volunteers for the zip line and some of the other stuff will be done. So that's they'll be sweeping everybody in, making sure everybody's off the course.
Well, the nice part too is starting like at 11:30 is, one, it's not so cold in the morning. I mean, we're still in April. I mean, it's still cold in the morning sometimes, especially if it's like, was it 2 years ago when it was raining the whole day? Oh,
that was just brutal.
So, I mean, it was still, it was cold, but it was warmer by 11:30, where I think, if we, Randall's up a little bit in the elevation. So, I mean, it's a little colder down there sometimes, So, I mean, it would be one of those things where I can remember a couple mornings, like, like last year, it was icy here at my house when I left. But by the time we got down there and everything started at 11, the sun was out. It was, it was warm for April, So, and that's what's nice, is having that later start. And I mean, it gives us time, we're not jumping up at 5 in the morning to, to try and
the whole point is to have fun, right? And if you want to bring your kids, who wants to try to drag your kids out of bed at 4 or 5 in the morning and drive down to somewhere to, and so we're we're going to do just some basic food again too. So volunteers and participants and family can eat just big pot of soup or chili or sandwiches, stuff like that.
Nice.
Potluck stuff. So I'm trying to get a hold of one of the local coffee trucks and see if they'll come for the weekend or for the day. I mean, but,
always good.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the things. The other thing is the family atmosphere is when you're there, like you said. I mean, it's any age really. I mean, you go in there. I mean, you have the food afterwards. We're having it's the big potluck. It's it feels like the family reunions that I never wanted to go to as a kid, but but with family that I actually want to go see, so it works out. But and that's what's kind of fun is, I mean, like I said, it's that whole family atmosphere that most of us that do these races, that's why we do them, because we love that family atmosphere, seeing our friends. Today I had to go see a friend that I haven't raced with or seen in since almost like once since COVID started. So it's been a while because she doesn't really race anymore. But it's one of those things like, I miss those friends. And that's one of the nice things, we go down there and even people that I have never met. It's like we're family, we're talking, we're having fun. I mean, it's a wonderful atmosphere. And that's why I love local races, but yours is like, honestly, is like a step above because
thank you.
It is the whole family atmosphere, It doesn't even feel like, it just feels like, I'm trying to think of the best way. The field day when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And that like right before the last week of school, we'd always go down to the local, for me, it was like Wilderness because I grew up in, Maple Valley. We would go down there and there was the tug of war and the field day and we just go play for a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your race feels like to me every time.
Good.
So much fun.
Good. Oh, and you can bring your dogs too.
Yeah.
If people want to bring their dogs and run, but I don't know. It just needs to be fun.
Yes.
It needs to be a fun place for people to come.
And that's what I love about it. It's fun. It's like, you said the one year where we did, it was just did it for fun and free, just a family, everyone got together. I mean, that year was a blast too. I mean, it was always fun. Like I said, and that's what I love about coming down there. So I will drive all the way down to Randall for that. So I don't care. It's like one of the things I've told people because, a lot of people know we've been talking about possibly moving out of state. And I'm like, this would be a race I would come back for.
Oh, cool.
I would travel back.
We would love to have you back. And we're working on the little house in the back. So we'd actually have a guest house for you.
I'd have to come back to the guest house. So.
Yeah. So for those who do want to race and just need that competition, we are going to have at least $100 in the jackpot prize, and then the entries go in there too, but for the men's and the women's. So nice. If you want to race, we're keeping the jackpot too. But
that'll be good. I mean, because there are people that want that. I mean, they want, and that's what I think I love mostly. Like I said about yours, it gives so many options. Where you can race if you want to race, or you can just go do the treasure hunt if you want to do the treasure hunt. You can go stay dry and, do the one side if you want. You can go up the hill if you want. You can go into the swamp. There's nothing that says, like so many races, I mean, are so rigid, like this is what you do. Follow this path, go this way, do this. Where with you, it's more of a like, go out and have fun.
Right.
Go out, enjoy it, have fun, have a blast. It's what's the best? Organized chaos.
Well, that is good.
Yeah. Organized.
A good chaos. Organized chaos. Yes.
Yeah. It's organized in a way, but at the same time, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, I think is what the best way. Like, I can remember being a kid, those were our favorite books, the choose your own adventure. You went to a certain page and then it said, okay, if you want to do this, go to this page. You want to go do this, go to that page, and that's kind of.
I'm going to write that down for next year's theme.
What, choose your own adventure?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. And it's so much fun. So it's such a blast. What are the dates again this year?
April 22nd, Saturday.
April 22nd.
Thanks for listening to the BeastNet podcast. If you haven't done it yet, find us on Facebook, like and share the podcast. Give us a review on iTunes or Spotify. All these things will help to expand the show in the future. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear.